Welcome back. Now the visuals that we are going to show you will leave you seething. These videos show you the chilling, horrific and inhuman treatment of employees at a Kerala-based marketing firm. It's a private company. These employees were allegedly subjected to unimaginable abuse because they failed to meet some targets. Now imagine this, employees being forced to crawl on the floor, lick the floor and drink water from a bowl like animals. So look at what they had to go through. They were leashed like animals. They were forced to perform degrading tasks while other employees watched helplessly. There is also an instance in this video where one employee was asked to strip. This firm's management that was subjecting employees to this behavior that left them so shaken that they were too scared to even approach the police. The incident has in fact garnered anger against the very episode, with activists and people demanding strict action, ensuring that the culprits and the management do not go unpunished. But there is a twist that has come to the fore. This case has now become a case of multiple and conflicting versions. But after this heinous case of abuse was recorded and the videos went viral on social media, the Labour Department in the state took note, and that's when the twist comes in. When Times Now spoke to the Labour Department inquiry officer, he went on to claim that this was a staged video taken in a bid to tarnish the image of the company's management.
This is outrageous and it has brought shame to all Keralites and Malayalis. See, the employees being treated in a dehumanizing way is absolutely unacceptable. We need to know what really happened, and the inquiry should go on, evidence should be gathered, and then action should be taken. See, this kind of a corporate slavery kind of an attitude is absolutely unacceptable. We live in a land where there is rule of law. There are labor-friendly laws. We need sensitization and orientation to corporate companies. Yes, those companies really want profit. They are bothered about their margin. At the same point of time, they should remember that it is human beings, who work in their organization.
So if it has been staged, then is there some kind of a feeling in the employees that this is how they are being treated? Because we're looking at deep human rights violations. You don't treat anybody like that. You do not humiliate, insult anyone, leave alone an employee. Of course, they have to meet targets and deadlines and all that. But is it at the expense of the dignity of that citizen? That is the question that we must ask.
There has been a lot of outrage over the videos, but also now comes the conflicting version. On one hand, you have the state government, especially the department that is probing the entire incident. The inquiry officer has stated that this is a staged video. Why does he say so? Listen into the entire account.
Is it genuine or is it staged, sir?
It's a staged video.
It's a staged video, is it?
The workers only submitted a statement about it.
Okay, why did they do that, sir?
It's revenge between the management.
Okay, but the worker who has been made as given punishment, is he still working in the firm, sir?
They are working still now.
Okay.
They are very big.
Okay, so the manager who did that, sir, is he absconding? Are you looking for him? What is the situation of him, sir?
That doing with the police department.
Okay, the police department is inquiring. Sir, these guys, why did they do that, sir? They enacted the act, sir?
I will submit the report to the Minister of Labor Department.
Okay, so just one second, sir. Whether the video can be staged, whether they had earlier complaints of the company behaving like this, sir?
The workers is trying to move forward against the action of the former manager.
Okay, sorry, can you come again, sir? Just a moment, sir. Can you come again?
Both the workers are trying to move against the former manager.
Okay, so there was a personal grouse with the former.
Very bold in the statement. They both are stating bold statement.
So they both are making false statement. Okay, sir. Okay. When will you submit the report, sir, to the minister?
Today, within 1 hour. I will submit it
within 1 hour. Sir, also, sir, has the police registered an FIR, sir?
Police, please confirm with the police. Check the
Imran and Arpita are joining us live. The videos have sent shockwaves. But now, the version coming in from the employees and the Labour Department inquiry officer has added a fresh twist to the entire case. But let's not forget, Imran, that this very company in question, there are reports which, yes, need verification, but there are some reports which go on to say that in the past too, such incidents were reported. In fact, those incidents were even more dehumanizing, involving other employees as well. Has the inquiry report been submitted to the minister? What about a police investigation? Have cops taken suo motu cognizance? Take us through the latest with regards to the investigation.
Well, absolutely. As you rightly pointed out, that there has been several complaints against the company, but whether this video was staged as the inquiry report officer is claiming. In fact, we spoke to the exclusively for Times Now with the investigation officer. He said that according to their claims, is that the entire video was staged in order to get back to the owner of the company, and the former manager of it was involved in this entire episode, along with other employees. Some of the employees were gullible enough to believe that it was just an act, and they said that he was saying that they are enacting a scene, and that's the reason why that they had agreed to come to enact that in such a dehumanizing manner is what the inquiry report has said. Whereas some of the employees say that no, there was incidents like this and it needs to be investigated and they're demanding justice. Right. We have to wait and see what the final outcome of the investigation will be, and whether the video as such is a doctored, is a stage, or it is something the company is trying to hide.
But there's something that's not adding up, Imran. Point number one, we have seen one part of the video where one employee very unwillingly, was asked to strip, and he very unwillingly gives into that action. If this was staged by one person from the management who wanted to defame the company because of a dispute that he had with other managers, how did he manage to convince people to do something that is so shocking, so dehumanizing? Did nobody there protest that they had to perform such an act for a staged video? Those are the kind of questions that are emerging. But Imran, do stay with us, because there is another aspect of this investigation. Times Now also spoke to some of the employees who were seen in the video, and shockingly, they too are claiming that this was a video that was recorded with their consent. This is a version coming in from some employees, and then there are others who are insinuating that such versions or such conflicting accounts are coming in because it could be part of coercion and cover-up. But here's the version from one such employee who says that this video was staged. What exactly happened? Listen into this employee's account.
എന്നായിരുന്നു ഈ വീഡിയോ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തത്? ആരായിരുന്നു ഈ വീഡിയോ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തത്?
ഏകദേശം ഒരു 4-4.5 മാസത്തിന്റെ അടുത്തോളം ഈ വീഡിയോ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട് മാഡം. ഇതില് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്ത ആളെന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ഈ മനാഫ് തന്നെയാണ്. ഈ മനാഫ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ വ്യക്തിയാണ് ഈ വീഡിയോ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തത്. ആ വ്യക്തിയെ തന്നെയാണ് ഈ വീഡിയോ എടുത്തിട്ട് ഇപ്പോ ഈ ന്യൂസിലെല്ലാവരുടെയും ഈ ഫേക്ക് ന്യൂസ് ആക്കിയിട്ട് ഇട്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് ഈ വ്യക്തി തന്നെയാണ്. ഇത് നമ്മളെ കൊണ്ട് മനഃപൂർവ്വം വേണമെന്ന് വെച്ചിട്ട് ഞങ്ങളോട് അവിടുത്തെ മാനേജറാണ് ഈ ഒരു മനാഫ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു വ്യക്തി. മുൻ മാനേജറാണ് ഈ വ്യക്തി. അപ്പൊ ആ മാനേജർ പറയുന്ന പോലെ ഞങ്ങൾ സ്റ്റാഫ്സ് ആണല്ലോ ആ കമ്പനിയിലെ. അപ്പൊ സ്റ്റാഫ് ഞങ്ങൾ അതേപോലെ കേൾക്കണല്ലോ. അപ്പൊ അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ആ മാനേജർ പറഞ്ഞതോടെ ഞങ്ങൾ അത് അതേപോലെ നല്ല രീതിയിൽ പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുമ്പോഴാണ് ഇവ ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു വീഡിയോ നല്ലൊരു ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ ഇതാക്കിയത്.
കമ്പനിയും ഓണറിനെയും പേര് ചീത്തയാക്കാനും ഡിഫെയിം ചെയ്യാനാണോ ഈ വീഡിയോ ലീക്ക് ആയിരിക്കുന്നത്?
അതെ മേഡം, അതിനുവേണ്ടി തന്നെയാണ് 100% ഉറപ്പിച്ച് ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ പറയും മേഡം. അതിനുവേണ്ടി തന്നെയാണ് വ്യക്തി വൈരാഗ്യത്തോടുകൂടി ഈ ഞങ്ങളുടെ കമ്പനിനെയും ഞങ്ങളുടെ സ്റ്റാഫ്സിനെ എല്ലാത്തിനെയും ഉപദ്രവിക്കാനും കമ്പനി പൂട്ടിപ്പിക്കാനും വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ആ വ്യക്തി ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്തതെന്ന് തന്നെ 100% എനിക്ക് ഉറപ്പ് തന്നെ പറയാൻ പറ്റും മേഡം.
അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾ പറയുന്നു അവിടെ ഈ കമ്പനിയിൽ അല്ലാണ്ട് ഇയാള് ഇത് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തതല്ലാണ്ട് വേറെ ഒരു പ്രശ്നവും നിങ്ങൾക്കില്ല? നിങ്ങൾ ഹാപ്പി ആയിട്ടാണോ അവിടെ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത്?
അതെ മേഡം, ഞങ്ങളെ സന്തോഷത്തോടെ ഹാപ്പി ആയിട്ട് തന്നെയാണ് ഇപ്പോഴും ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത്. സന്തോഷത്തോടെ ഹാപ്പി.
Arpita, you spoke to one of the employees of this organization. We've obviously kept the identity, sealed, because we do not want to infringe on anyone's privacy. But let's talk about what's not adding up. If we just go through the contents of your interview, the employee in question says that this was a staged video. Then they say that there was a manager who was part of this company, an assistant manager, who told them that this is all part of a competition. But if in fact it was part of a competition, how could consenting adults, that to those working professionals, agree to something that is so grotesque, that is so dehumanizing? In one part, like pointed out earlier too, there was a person seen, he was being forced to strip, and he does it unwillingly but was so helpless there. Why did they agree to something that is so wrong at so many levels?
Well, rightly asked. So even I asked them the same question, that why did they allow to shoot, or why did they do this? Even though the assistant manager asked them to do it, why did they allow to shoot the video? Why did they agree to do such an act? So what they replied was, they are junior employees and they were very, they did not know what to do, what to say to the manager, because they were fearing that if they say no to the manager, they might lose their job or they might get into trouble. Other senior managers were on leave during that period, which is why only this reporting manager was available during that period, which is why these employees listened to him and they followed whatever he said, and the video was shot. This is very surprising, because I even asked them, you're adults, you can even say no to this. They said, no, we had just joined the company. In fact, the employee who I spoke to today, he said he had joined 4 months back when the video was shot. So he was very scared what the manager will say. But later, when one of the senior managers had returned to work, they had complained to the manager about this incident, after which both the managers had an argument, followed by the company sacking the assistant manager for doing such an act.
Okay.
So this is what the employee is saying, that this is a staged video, and
Yes.
soon after the
So the
company
inquiry
sacked
officer of the Labour Department says this is a staged video after the outrage and the videos went viral. The employee you spoke to also says that this is a 4-month-old video which is now surfaced. But the question remains, what about other protocols? Why would someone subject employees to this behavior, and why would employees have to agree? The fear that they spoke about back then, does that fear still persist? Is a cover-up at play? We will be asking more questions with regards to this entire incident, but time now for us to take a short commercial break.